Take a look at what happened.
It's an event that'll go down in history, and despite your feelings for Mr. Donald Trump, love him or hate him, well, you have to applaud him for the way he handled himself after a bullet grazed his ear, nearly costing the man his life. Now, the FBI, they have named the man who took a shot at Donald Trump. His name, and I hate to say it, Thomas Matthew Crooks. And people who knew him, well, they've been speaking to the press. He was a bit of a geek.
I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but like he was just bullied. Like he was bullied so much.
Typical school shooter stuff here. We got a 20-year-old nerd. Now, he worked in a kitchen at Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. It was a nursing home. And, well, the guy was also seen wearing merchandise from the YouTube channel Demolition Ranch. Now, that's usually a cool guy channel. This time, we got a raging nerd. Now, the owner of Demolition Ranch, Matt, he posted a photo to his Instagram, a very graphic photo, but it reveals, in fact, that this guy went to assassinate the president while wearing YouTuber merch. Now, Matt, his caption read, "What the hell?" I mean, that's gotta be a moment, right? Being a YouTuber, you know you got some clout, but being involved in a moment that is so historic, this'll go down as the time we almost lost the former president in an assassination, and there they were wearing his t-shirt. Now, like everyone, even me being a Canadian, we were blown away by this news story. I mean, you can see the bullet grazing the former Apprentice star, former president. And thank God he's still alive. Now, to find out more about this sick shooter, stay tuned to this episode of Famous News. Also, if you think this is gonna win Trump the election, let me know in the comments down below, or by subscribing, hitting like, all that good stuff. So there was a massive inquiry into who this shooter was. At some point in time, people thought it was a guy who looked like DJ Khaled, but we soon found out who exactly it was. In fact, they couldn't identify him. They had to use DNA testing. Now, the man who missed his target was Thomas Matthew Crook. He graduated in 2022 from Bethel Park High School. Now, a kid who grew up with him, who went to school with him, well, he revealed that this guy, he had been bullied relentlessly all through high school.
He was bullied almost every day. I mean, he would sit alone at lunch. I mean, he was just an outcast, and you know how kids are nowadays, so.
Now, you know, somewhere out there, they're gonna go and make a movie about this guy. Well, at least there's nothing heroic to say about him. He was just a real piece of garbage, and everyone knew it. They were bullying him from the get-go. Maybe they pushed him too far, sure. Now, the student who went to school with him, well, they mentioned that he got bullied for the way he dressed.
He was just made fun of, I guess, for the way he dressed or his appearance.
And as I mentioned before, well, he was a huge fan of Matt from Demolition Ranch. Now, that gun that he got in his possession, well, that was said to have been purchased by his father 6 months prior to this incident. Now, more information on this dirtbag. It includes information that he was the studious type. In fact, he had won a $500 prize for both math and science, which was prior to graduation, I guess like a little scholarship. Now, the FBI, they're still looking for a motive. Some online reports that he was a trans advocate and that he used the pronouns they and them. Now, one person was in fact killed. 2 others were injured in the shooting. And well, his distance from the stage, I think that's what resulted in him being just off by an inch. Thank God. I know, like, who the hell are you? You work in a kitchen and you want to make something of yourself, so you go and shoot the former president during one of the hottest and most controversial presidential elections of all time. Now, you can hate Trump, you can hate his politics, you can hate what's happening in America, but no one should be risking their life to fight for what they want, right? I think this is going to give Trump the election because now you have a hard time saying anything bad against him. I mean, he survived an assassination. He's an American hero. Now, let's let this loser's name never make it into the history books. My God, absolute sicko stuff. The biggest story to wake up to yesterday. And, you know, I'm actually a fan of Donald Trump. I don't live in his country, but I love him as a celebrity. I love him as a man who stands up to the powerful. So I'm just glad he's here to stay. Thank God. Also, they didn't even mess the hair up. You know what I mean? Amazing.